This segment of Eastern Golf TV is brought to you by Madia, Wafa Bank, and the Office of Tourism of Morocco. A U.S.-based tour running professional golf tournaments in Morocco. Golf truly is a global game, and for the eGolf Tour's second event in the country, the venue changes to the Pullman Resort in El Jadida.
The basis for our tour is trying to keep these dreams alive for these guys. That's the reason we're more regionally based. So the guys can save money on expenses, make it easier to travel and get to each event. And so therefore, we're in Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. But the opportunity to go overseas and play in Morocco for these players is unbelievable.
The El Jadida Classic is the second event held in Morocco by the eGolf Tour, while the Samana Classic is played on a wide-open Jack Nicklaus design. A much different challenge is waiting for the guys here.
A much shorter golf course, a much tighter golf course, some trees in the fairways, some greens that were tiny, some greens that are huge. From the standpoint of being unique, you're not going to see a golf course like El Jadida anywhere in the U.S. So we thought, in trying to get our guys ready to play internationally and to provide them with different experiences and different playing conditions and different stuff to have to deal with, we thought El Jadida was a great site.
The way the leaderboard looks, you'd think El Jadida favors left-handers. Two-time Walker Cup star Brian Harman tries to go wire to wire, leading the tournament after each of the first 3 rounds. As he slips back through a tough final 18 holes, 23-year-old lefty Philip Malika steps forward. The former Clemson Tiger puts himself into contention after a solid front 9.
I think I hit a shot on 8, I believe, par 5. A really good shot in there, about 8, 9 feet. Missed the putt, but I think I was 3 under after that point, and I knew the guys behind us were playing very well, so probably about 8 or 9, maybe around the turn. I felt like I had a good chance.
Malika's good chance turns into a sure thing when he finishes off a 67. The reward, his first eGolf Tour championship, $40,000, and a berth in a European Tour event, the King Hassan II Trophy. The award ceremony caps off a groundbreaking 2 weeks in Morocco for the eGolf Tour.
The purses for each event were $250,000, which is great, but I think more of an opportunity than that is that the winners of each of those 2 events, Chris McCartan and Phil Malika, now have exemptions into the King Hassan II Trophy. If they play well there, it can truly be a life-changing experience, more than the $40,000 they won for winning the golf tournament.
Thanks to the eGolf Tour, more and more professional golfers are taking their game overseas to compete in Morocco. The country has ambitious plans to make itself more attractive to every type of golfer.
There's probably about 20, 25 golf courses over there, and there's some very good players. I mean, they're still looking to have a grassroots movement in the future here. They're looking to increase the number of golf courses that they have, but certainly grow from the ground up. They've probably got 5 to 8, national players who can probably play at almost any level.
With more golf courses comes more golf choices for the American tourist. If it's luxury you crave, not a problem. The resorts in Morocco will not disappoint.
It is a tremendous value in Morocco and where it's located. I mean, it's on the Mediterranean, it's on the Atlantic Coast, and it's bordered by the Atlas Mountains. It's easy to get to from Europe. It's easy to get to from other parts of Africa as well as the Americas. So they're really, making a push to create some exposure for the country of Morocco and start, driving some tourism into that location, which I think would be a perfect destination.
So, for people, what do you think about a golf getaway in Africa?
Yeah.
It sounds bizarre.
It's doable.
But it's something to consider.
I've done it plenty of times already. It's definitely doable. I mean, the golf courses there are everything you see out here on this Arnold Palmer golf course here at TPC Piper Glen. I mean, it's got Jack Nicklaus courses. It's got Gary Player courses. It's soon to hopefully have some Arnold Palmer courses and other big name courses. I mean, they're championship venues. There's beautiful resorts. It's got all that you would ever want going to a country for a golf trip.
Certainly the eGolf Tour professionals agree with that assessment. The players had a great time roaming through the markets and living in style. Feel free to sign them up for a return trip to Morocco.
Absolutely. Like I said, great experience. Good to travel. travel and see that part of the world and the culture and all of that. And it was had a great time.
I think it is one of probably the new hotbeds of golf throughout the world. I mean, obviously China is a bit of a boom, India is a bit of a boom right now, but I think Morocco is in there. I mean, it's a smaller country with a little bit less population, but where it is positioned, you know, like you said before, the oceans, the Mediterranean Sea, the mountains, it's got the climate, it's got the great food, the great people. It is a perfect spot for golf travel. I mean, you can play links golf there just like you can in Scotland and Ireland, but you've got good weather. So I would encourage people to go to Morocco.
The eGolf Tour has made history in Morocco, why they want to continue to bring American golfers to North Africa, and we follow some of the players around on their Moroccan adventure when Eastern Golf TV returns.
I don't think that there's anything more memorable than playing 2 professional stroke play tournaments in Africa for these guys. So it's been quite an adventure.
The African adventure began for the eGolf Tour in 2010. Why they hosted 2 events in Morocco, even though they're based in the southeastern United States, and which players get a chance to compete in a European Tour event as a result.
It's got all that you would ever want going to a country for golf trip.
Luxurious resorts are available for golf tourists in Morocco. How the country is using golf to attract twice as many visitors in the next 10 years. This special episode of Eastern Golf TV is brought to you by the eGolf Professional Tour, the Atlas Pro Tour, and the Office of Tourism of Morocco. Welcome to the Kingdom of Morocco, a beautiful and diverse landscape with a unique culture and magnanimous views from the shore to the mountaintops. Tourism continues to be one of the fastest growing industries in Morocco. World-class golf is just one of the attractions. The Charlotte, North Carolina-based eGolf Tour has discovered the kingdom's beauty and charm. The eGolf Tour has been welcomed here with open arms to host not 1, but 2 tournaments in Morocco.
On behalf of eGolf, we truly want to thank His Majesty King Mohammed VI, His Royal Highness Prince Moulay Rashid, the ATH, Atlas Pro Tour, all of these people, as well as all the sponsors that helped make our couple events happen. It's been a privilege and an honor to be welcomed into the country of Morocco.
What a unique relationship you guys have developed with them. And really the first thing when we were talking about it, it's the one-word question. Morocco?
Well, it's been very exciting for us. It's been a tremendous opportunity. And really the driving force behind eGolf coming into the country of Morocco is really a vision that they have, this 2020 vision of creating tourism as a key component of the industry over there. So in 2020, they want to have 20 million visitors. 2010, they had 10 million visitors. They're obviously looking to double that in the next 10 years, using golf as a bit of a driving force behind that.
If you're wondering how this unlikely pair connected, it all goes back to a local North Carolina pro. He's the one that got the ball rolling.
I definitely think that it was a little bit of serendipity. There's a local pro named Ishmael Maluki who worked at Myers Park Country Club, which is right around the corner from our offices, and he came to us one day and said that, you know, he had been talking to some Moroccans from Africa that still live in Morocco, obviously, and they were interested in bringing some American professional golfers over there and to hopefully grow the game that way. And we were just excited to step in and kind of run with it. And you know, we managed to wrangle 10 exemptions into their Challenge Tour event last year, and one of our players that we brought over there, Chris Baker, won the tournament. And from there, you know, everything kind of fell into place. Here we are.
The original 10 eGolf Tour players to play in Morocco were decided in an event last spring in South Carolina.
The ATH and Tourism in Morocco sponsored our event in Columbia, South Carolina last year, and we gave spots to the top 10 players in that tournament in the Challenge Tour event over in Morocco. It was supposed to be in April, and we flew everybody over there, and the event was actually canceled due to the volcano in Iceland. So, you know, that was obviously a a singular experience kind of being stuck over there, and everybody over there treated us extremely well, and all of our players were impressed with the hospitality of the people there, and we're all excited to go back when the event got rescheduled for June.
That's when the relationship between the two really accelerated. The eGolf Tour went from bringing 10 golfers to the Challenge Cup event last year to 100 golfers this year, all making the trip to North Africa for a pair of events now listed on the tour's official schedule.
I would say 9 years ago, I'm not sure that we ever expected to bring our tour to Virginia. So obviously, Morocco or Africa were the furthest thing from my mind at the time, but, I think that we've always been focused on giving our players better and better playing opportunities and more memorable experiences. And honestly, at this level, I don't think that there's anything more memorable than playing 2 professional stroke play tournaments in Africa for these guys. So it's been quite an adventure.
The eGolf Tour makes history in 2011. For the first time, the United States-based tour conducts multiple stroke play events on the continent of Africa. The first is the Samana Classic in Marrakesh.
The Samana is an American-style golf course. It's designed by Jack Nicklaus. It's long. It's about 7,400 yards. It's in the desert at the foot of the Atlas Mountains. So I know when the players got there and got out of the buses at the golf course and saw this enormous mountain range covered with snow behind the golf course, they obviously knew they weren't in the U.S. anymore.
Even on a different continent, these guys can go low. Especially eventual winner Chris McCartan, who fired a 64 in the first round. Traveling overseas had little effect on his game. The former Wake Forest star feels right at home in North Africa.
The people there were great. The whole experience was great. It was the flawless execution of the golf playing and the you could expect for as many people as we had. And so it made it seem like we were playing this phenomenal tournament.
The Samana Classic features a deep and diverse field, one that includes Spain's Gabriel Canizares, who finished third, and some Moroccan professionals. The local guys were very impressed with their American counterparts.
Much more good players than what we used to play with in Europe, like on the EPG Tour. The level is much higher. We could see it on the scores in Samana last week. Very good for us to get to play with you guys or with you Americans, so we can get our level higher.
Nobody plays at a higher level at Samana than McCartan. He enters the final round with a 2-shot lead, then runs away and hides from there. McCartan shoots 65 over his last 18 holes. He wins by 4 shots and earns the hefty $40,000 winner's check. Who knew it would take a trip to North Africa for the 25-year-old to get his first victory on tour?
It was a great experience to be able to play in Morocco, so that was one of the main reasons I wanted to go over there in the first place, and it didn't disappoint.
One event down, one more to go. The venue changes for the eGolf Tour's second event in Morocco. Its goal remains the same. Who earns the $40,000 winner's check and an exemption into a European Tour event. Eastern Golf TV is coming right back. This portion of Eastern Golf TV is sponsored in part by Samana Country Club, Royal Air Maroc, and the Office of Tourism of Morocco.